Hello, this is the Watchdog, and welcome back to Fun with Watches. If watches weren't fun, you'd only need one. Today we're going to review the Tissot T116.410.37.047.00. Wow, that's a big reference number. Let's start with the wrist check. I'm wearing this Aragon Dive Master, big old 45 millimeter watch. And Gergo's wearing another big watch, a Forcening 6005. Grogu is upset. Master Skywalker took him to a Life Day holiday party, and he wouldn't let him drink any of the frog eggnog. I said, because of the brandy in it? He said no, because he is lactose intolerant and didn't want to smell him passing gas all the way home. All right, let's take a look at the watch. It comes in this big old box. This isn't one of the newer Tissot boxes with the little fold out of the factory in Switzerland. But here is the watch. It's a lot of box for a watch like this. And here it is. This is the first Tissot on my channel. Tissot is a well-established Swiss watch brand that has been around since 1853. On most of the watches I review on this channel, when you see a date like that, you roll your eyes. But on this watch, they actually mean it. Tissot is more of an entry-level Swiss brand featuring ETA movements, which can only be considered in-house by the fact that both brands are part of the Swatch Group. Tissot's big hit is the PRX, and I've reviewed a ton of PRX homages on this channel, so you would think I would have bought and reviewed a PRX, but that watch has been reviewed to death due to its popularity, and I would have had to spend the $307 to recommend a watch that just about everyone agrees is a great watch. So when I was looking at Tissot watches on Jomashop the other day, I decided to sort from lowest price to highest, and this Blue Beauty was the first on the list. The MSRP was $295, but Jomashop was selling it for a much more reasonable $109, so I decided to pull the trigger. I am not a Jomashop affiliate, but if you are interested in this watch, they probably are the cheapest place to get it. Jomashop is not an authorized dealer, but they do give you a 2-year warranty. However, one does not expect much issue with a quartz-powered watch. The watch is 41 millimeters at the bezel, but 42 millimeters if you measure at the case. It's 47.7 millimeters lug to lug, which isn't bad for a 42 millimeter watch. It's only 9 millimeters thick, so it's really thin. Has a 22 millimeter lug width and only weighs 65 grams on the supplied canvas strap. The bezel, like the case, is PVD coated stainless steel. And it has this PVD coating finish all over, and it's about fairly uniform looking. And then we have the dial. The dial is a flat blue with no sunburst effect. Then we have the Tissot name and 1853 printed on top, and for one side it is not a lie. And then there's no writing on the bottoms. No mention of quartz or depth rating, but you get 100 meters of water resistance, so you get quite a significant depth rating. So I wonder why they didn't put it there, but that's no big deal. We have loomed indices and minute markers. The minute markers, of course, aren't loomed. And then we have unloomed numerals at the 3, 6, 9, and 12. And then we have the hands. We have the second hand, which is unloomed, and we have the Tissot T counterbalance. Then we have loom sword hands, and the loom on the hands is really good. You'll see that later on in the test. And it looks like the second hand is hitting the marks for the most part. If it ever misses, it misses so little that you don't really care. It won't set off your quartz second hand OCD, that's for sure. And then we have a date at the 3. This is probably my biggest complaint of this watch, is the date doesn't look very nice. It really would have been nice if they would have color matched it, and so it wouldn't look so obtrusive next to the 3. We have a signed push-pull crown. You can see the little T for Tissot there. It is not threaded, push-pull. And this being a Swiss quartz watch, of course you don't get that annoying minute hand jump, but we'll test anyway. Oh, look. It didn't jump, but it kind of shook, which is kind of surprising. I really didn't expect that for an ETA. Oh, I didn't do it that time. Then we have a flat sapphire crystal. I don't know if there's AR coating or not. It doesn't say, but it doesn't look like there's a lot of reflection, so I think there is. And then we have the case. The case is PVD coated stainless steel. It's a very nice case, nice and thin. It's a pretty simple, basic case, but it just seems to be proportioned just right. And I really like it. I think it's a highlight of the watch. Then underneath the case, we have the case back. I'm assuming the case back is a press-on because I don't see any notches for a wrench. But I don't see a notch either for a pry bar. So I'm not sure how you're supposed to get this case back off without scratching the watch all up without a little notch to put the tool. I don't know if they expect you just to take it into Tissot to get the battery changed or not. Since it's a fancy Swiss watch, maybe they think you're not going to change your own batteries. I don't know. But it really would have been nice if you had a slot there. But then again, this is a 100-meter water-resistant watch, and you usually don't do that for a press-on. So maybe they couldn't use the slot and still get 100 meters of water resistance. I don't know. But I didn't want to try to take the case back off because I didn't want to scratch up the watch. Then it says Tissot 1853 up top. And it says sapphire crystal. And it says water resistant 100 meters. Underneath the case back is the ETA F06.115. This is a quartz movement. And being an ETA movement, I'm assuming it's better than your typical Chinese quartz movement. I can't tell you how accurate it is, though, because I can't put it on the time grapher and tell you, because my time grapher doesn't do quartz ticking. And I don't know how long the battery is going to last. Then we have the strap. The strap is canvas up top, and it's a synthetic leather on the bottom. They're pretty clear on the advertising that this is synthetic, not a real leather, but it feels nice. And it's branded, gives you the name and the model number of the watch and everything. It's 22 millimeter, and unfortunately, though, there's no quick release. You would think they would give you a quick release because you'd want to put this on different straps, but no quick release. Then we have the keepers, one fixed, one floating. And then we have the buckle. The buckle is really nice. It's signed, thick and sturdy, but look at the color, though. It's black, where the case is dark gray. So I don't know why they didn't color match it, unless they used this strap on a different watch. I don't know, but that seemed kind of odd that they didn't make it the same color as the case. I mean, it's not completely off, and it doesn't clash. It's just surprising it doesn't match. Here's the watch on my 7.5-inch wrist. It's a big watch, 42 millimeters, but it's thin, and it wears nice and flat. And look at that, I have 5 notches going out and 4 notches going in, so I'm about right in the middle there. So you can wear this if you have a really big wrist or really small. But yeah, it looks nice. It's kind of plain and simple, but kind of well done, plain and simple. Here we are in the loom room. Since this is my first Tissot, I really didn't know what to expect for this test. As we speed up the time, we see that we have BGW9 and only the baton indices are loomed and not the numerals. The index loom is fairly thin and is not going to last very long. There is no loom at all on the second hand. But look at the major hands. It is the hands that matter, and they are still glowing like a torch. The hand loom is first rate, so I will declare this loom as a winner. I just wish the indices were better. What do I like about this watch? I really like the case. I think they did a good job with the case. Nice and thin and well proportioned. Awesome hand loom. It's really first rate. The second hand hits the marks, and you are getting a Swiss-made watch for just over $100. What are my gripes and groans? The index loom isn't even close to the hand loom. The date should have color matched the dial so it wouldn't be so obtrusive. And how in the heck do you get the case back off? Do I recommend this watch? Sure. If you want a Swiss-made watch from an established brand, then you won't get much cheaper than this. Well, thank you for watching my review of the Tissot T116.410.37.047.00. And I'll be back with an unboxing video. I have one thing from AliExpress and another watch coming from Jomashop, but no, it's not another Tissot. Be sure and like and subscribe to my channel. Bye.